a slime approaches. Today on Fantasy Food Show, I have made these Dragon Quest slime meringue cookies. Let me show you how it's done.
To make the meringues, you will need 3 egg whites at room temperature, 3/4 of a cup of superfine sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, some blue food coloring, a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pastry bag fitted with a large round tip, some pink buttercream frosting and white royal icing in separate piping bags fitted with small round tips, some candy eyeballs, a spatula, and a baking tray lined with parchment paper. And all of the quantities and ingredients will be listed on the website fantasyfoodshow.com.
Okay, I've got my oven preheating to 225 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm using my stand mixer today, but you could also use a hand mixer if that's all you have. And I've made sure that my bowl and my whisk attachment are really clean. I don't want any oils or fats on them because that will stop the meringues from whipping up with as much volume as we want. So into the bowl of my stand mixer, I'm going to pour my room temperature egg whites. And I'm going to beat this on about medium-high speed for a couple minutes just till the egg whites get light and frothy.
Oh yeah, don't forget to add the cream of tartar before you start mixing. Okay, this is the frothiness you're looking for. Next, add the sugar a little bit at a time and keep mixing on high speed until the meringue holds stiff peaks. Every now and again, it's a good idea to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure all of the sugar gets mixed in. You can check if the meringue is done by rubbing a little bit between your fingers, and it should feel completely smooth with no granules of sugar left. Now you can add the vanilla or whatever flavoring you like, and add a little bit of blue food coloring. Turn the mixer back on and incorporate them into the meringue. Fill your piping bag with the meringue and shake it down to get as much air out of the bag as possible.
I am almost ready to pipe, but before I do, I want to keep my parchment paper down on my cookie sheet. So I'm going to take a little bit of my meringue, and I'm just going to peel back my parchment and just put a little dab of meringue, just a little bit in each corner. You could also use the excess from the whisk if you want. And then just press my parchment paper right onto it, and then it won't slide.
To pipe the slimes, hold the piping bag straight up from the baking tray and squeeze the bag, keeping the tip toward the bottom of the meringue. When the meringue is the size you want, quickly pull up to create a point at the top of the slime. You can make these in a variety of sizes, and if you mess up on any, just scrape up the meringue and put it back in the bag and repipe it. Once your tray is full, put these into the oven for an hour and a half, and then turn off the heat, crack open the oven door, and continue letting them dry out for a few hours or overnight.
My meringues are out of the oven, and they've completely cooled. I made these ones earlier, and you see I made them in all different sizes. And I wanted to show you these guys. I tested it out a few different times, and at different temperatures. These are all the same recipe. These two I cooked at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for the same time. And you'll see that the skin got a little sort of dragon scallop, which looks pretty cool, but wasn't what I was looking for. So then I bumped the temperature up to 300 degrees, and that's what these two are cooked at. And you'll see much smoother skin, but they got a little bit brown in places, and they got very, very brittle. And then I cooked them at 225 degrees, and that's what these two are. So you'll see nice, smooth skin. There's a little bit of cracking here, but that's okay. And this is really the shape that I was looking for with my slime. So this is at 225 degrees.
To decorate your meringues, pipe a tiny amount of royal icing to act as glue for your candy eyeballs. Push the eyes into place, and then adjust them to your liking. For the mouth, pipe a line of pink frosting in a smile just under the eyes. Once the frosting is set a bit, you can use your finger to push down any ridges or bumps on the mouth. And there they are, the finished Dragon Quest slime meringues. They're happy, chewy, crunchy, and sweet, and a little bit dangerous.
And I have to say a big thank you today to my PA, who is here right now. So why don't my PA come on to the set?
Taste test. We will taste test for us.
It's my dad who is visiting from Chicago, and he is super excited because he's a huge Cubs fan, and the Cubs just won the World Series. He's not a Cubs fan. He likes the Cubs, but he's a White Sox fan. Anyway, all right, so you're gonna try these out. You're gonna test one. Which one do you want to taste? Taste that one? All right, go ahead and take it. All right, so this is the true test, is if you should make this or not. How is it? Very good?
Very good.
Very, very good. I'm gonna try one of those eyes. Don't break a tooth. They're really hard. Okay, tasty, good, really sweet. You gotta make them. Thank you so much for watching today. Make sure you check out the website, fantasyfoodshow.com, for all of the recipes. And if you make these meringues, I would love to see how they turn out. Make sure you leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week.